but I do think that what he did, especially between 2016 and 2019, the end of 2019 and early 2020, demonstrated a viable battle plan that would work to disrupt completely this entire Great Reset, global, technocratic, transhumanist, call it what you want, right? Dark age. I would just call it a dark age. A technocratic feudal dark age is what is on the potential line here, right? The things he was doing was that I thought had the greatest global significant value was there's a few things. Well, number one, calling for pulling the US obviously out of any obligations to the World Health Organization. Number two is extracting the US from obligations to the World Trade Organization by restoring protectionism. You have to have the better Republicans right now have to return back to that common sense that every nation has the right and mandate to utilize protectionism, which is what Trump did by flushing NAFTA, right? NAFTA said it's illegal to use protectionism. Trump said, no, we need it because look what we did for 50 years, right? Atrophying our industrial base, our machine tool sector, everything's been destroyed by British free trade looting under globalization. So that was a vital formula as part of the rehabilitation, the healing of our infrastructure, our industry, that we need to support our own people. We can't keep on relying on cheap goods from sweatshops. That's a cycle of dependency that's destructive for the slave producer societies as well as for us. Nobody benefits ultimately. There's no nation, right? It's only a small coterie of supranational financiers above nations who are the middlemen who think that they benefit. And they kind of do, but they kind of don't, because they need their parasite that needs the host to stay alive. Otherwise, when the host dies, the parasite doesn't do well. The other thing was moving the U.S. into a military cooperative policy with Russia on Syria. The U.S. patriots right now should be much more competent. And I see many pro-Trump people thinking that Ukraine is on the right side of history and Russia is the new Satan. That's insane. If you think that indicates the biggest political illiteracy in the world. No, Trump put the U.S. military in Syria into a cooperative policy with Russia, so they were actually jointly doing exchange and collaboration on a variety of levels. Implicitly, that means also collaborating with Bashar al-Assad. He defunded the National Endowment for Democracy massively, which earned him the ire of so many deep state psychopaths like Victoria Nuland and many others in the CFR, who, because, this was a regime change front operation as it's been since it was created in 82. He defunded it in Hong Kong. He defunded it in Ukraine. He defunded it in Xinjiang. He defunded it everywhere it exists in Ethiopia. And he extracted, towards the end of his term, he extracted the CIA from its involvement in conventional U.S. military systems. Very important. And Douglas McGregor talked about this quite a bit. And he was subverted at every step of the way by agents within his own State Department, his own deep State Department the whole time, right? Who are now back in force.